Now, why should you use board games to teach your kiddos about money? Welcome to Epic Mom Life. I am your host, Kara Peterson. This show is sponsored by The Possum's Tale, a unique book adventure for your 6 to 12-year-old child. Let's jump into today's show. Board games that teach your children financial literacy. Money. How are you going to teach your children to want to spend and save responsibly? We have been doing a series on children and financial awareness. The first one was the pros and cons to an allowance, and the second was money managing apps for kids to teach financial responsibility. Today's the last article, board games that teach fun and financial awareness to kids. I talk about board games all of the time. Our family has been playing board games since the boys were really little, and I have personally seen the benefits. However, I have a list of the benefits if you are not yet a convert. What can board games teach your child? Social skills. Board games can teach children how to take turns, follow the rules, and interact with others in a respectful and friendly way. Math and logic skills. Many board games include counting, adding, subtracting, and strategic thinking. Strategic thinking is the big one here. And they help their children improve their math and logic skills. Language and literacy skills. Games that involve reading and spelling can help children improve those skills. And most of your games, the children have to read the cards in some kind of way, or the board in some kind of way. Critical thinking. Critical thinking is so huge. Board games require players to think critically and make decisions based on the available information, which can help children develop their problem-solving and decision-making skills. Planning and strategy. Many board games require players to strategize their moves, which can help children develop planning and strategic thinking skills. Patience and resilience. Board games often require players to wait for their turn and deal with setbacks and challenges, which can help children learn patience and resilience. Creativity and imagination. Some board games involve storytelling and imagination, which can help children develop those skills as well. Remember, children are learning these valuable skills and lessons while having fun and playing games. These are the best kind of lessons a parent can teach, in my opinion, because it feels like as parents we're on the hook for so many things that by the time they turn 18 and leave the house, we should have taught them so many of these things, and it becomes mind-boggling, and there's just so much. Well, if we can just play games with our kids, and so many of those things that we were on the hook for get taken care of, major bonus. In addition to what your child can learn from games, they may also benefit us in other ways. So according to the research, and if you want to know where the research is at, make sure you go to the actual blog. So they can have a positive impact on cognitive, academic, social, and emotional development. Here's some of the positive impacts. Improved cognitive skills. Playing board games has been found to improve cognitive skills such as memory, attention, and processing speed. One study found that playing board games improved cognitive performance in older adults. Improved academic performance. Playing board games has been linked to improved academic performance in children. The study found that playing board games improved math skills and cognitive development in young children. Improve social skills. Board games can help develop social skills such as communication, cooperation, and problem solving. So this study found that playing board games improved social competence in preschool age children. Reduced stress and anxiety. A study found that playing board games reduced stress and increased relaxation in adults. Increased creativity. Playing board games that involve storytelling and imagination can increase creativity. One research journal found that playing board games, those kind of board games, improved creative thinking in children. So I was looking at these benefits and thinking of the many societal ills that we are facing. And many people are talking about increased dementia rates, a frustration for not knowing how to help their children improve in school without more homework, how the younger generations do not know how to interact face-to-face, and the alarming numbers of our children who are experiencing depression, stress, and anxiety. It sounds too good to be true, and it sounds so simple, but getting out the board games has been found to alleviate these issues. So, have I convinced you yet that board games are important? I so hope so. So why, we're going to do the shift now, why should you use board games to teach your kiddos about money? They'll just pick it up, right? Okay, how are we doing as a nation with our debt? I think in my last article that I did on money, I want to say 900 million adults are in debt right now. So we're not doing so good. We didn't just pick it up. So research has been done to figure out who has healthier spending and saving habits and why. This is what they found out. Better financial decision-making studies have shown that children who learn about money management at an early age are more likely to make better financial decisions later in life. They are more likely to understand the value of money and budget their expenses, which can help them avoid debt and financial trouble. Improved savings habits. Children who learn about money early on are more likely to develop good savings habits. They are more likely to set aside money for emergencies, retirement, and long-term goals, which can help them achieve financial stability. Woo, woo! Financial stability is a big one in the future. Increased financial literacy. Teaching children about money can help improve their financial literacy, and they can learn about financial concepts such as budgeting, saving, investing, and debt management. This knowledge can help them make informed decisions about their finances. Better communication skills. These are all things that you can learn within the game. Discussing money with children can also help children improve their communication skills. They can learn how to express their thoughts, feelings, and about money, and learn to negotiate and compromise. And then the reduced stress and anxiety. Financial stress can have a negative impact on mental health. Teaching children about money can help reduce stress and anxiety by providing them with the knowledge and skills to manage their finances effectively. So these findings show that teaching children about money is important for their financial well-being and can have long-lasting positive effects in their lives. So why should you use the board games to teach them? You're not teaching them. That's the number one reason. You should use any game to teach anything. As a parent, it's because you are not put in the position of having to teach it. How many times have you heard that expression? When I say it, no one listens, but when someone else says it, it is a fabulous idea. You're not teaching. You're not saying it. You're all just playing a game. Seriously, I would go down my proverbial list of things that as a parent you are responsible for teaching and see how many of those you can check off by using games. I would seriously do that. Engaging and fun. Board games can be fun and engaging, and they can be a great way to learn about money. By incorporating game mechanics, players are more likely to be interested and invested in the topic. Hands-on learning. Playing a board game allows players to actively engage with the material, so you're not just lecturing them. And when you're hands-on, you usually have better retention. Players can learn through trial and error. We're going to talk about this later because some reviews came back badly about a game. But you can just try over and over and over again. And you can see the consequences of your actions. I've been doing lesson plans for my digital book that's coming out. Yay, I'm so excited. And one of the actual objectives of a specific grade level is consequences to actions. So sometimes kids don't understand this. Well, you're helping them learn this in an environment where there isn't going to be a bad consequence because it's a game. Simulate real-life scenarios. Many of the board games that focus on money management simulate real-life scenarios, such as managing a budget or making financial decisions. This can help players gain practical experience and prepare them for real-life situations. Collaborative learning. Board games can be played with multiple people, which encourages collaboration and communication. And this can lead to group discussions and can help players learn from each other. So which board games are the best games to teach kids financial awareness? We are finally getting to the meat and potatoes of this article. First, I wanted to convince you of how important board games are for teaching your kids financial literacy. Here is a list of the games that I feel are great to get those conversations started. Now, you can probably, I think there's Google articles out there like of 25 or 30 games for great methods of teaching your kids money. I would disagree. I don't think all of them are that great. I think some of them really are horrible. Here's ones that I think are really great, and there isn't a huge list of them, but they go from younger to older. Exact change. This is the first game I would start with. It works a lot like Uno. So if your kids can handle Uno, they can handle exact change. The biggest lesson they're going to learn in this one is actually to recognize coins and their value. That's the first step in understanding money. 25 cents is 25 pennies, right? You start learning it, and you learn that that's called a quarter. Children also learn how to make change and use the values in their hands. Ice Cream Empire. Okay, I am well aware that Monopoly is a money game, and almost every single blog you see out there will say that it's a great money game. I think it sucks. I hate it. I think it's a defeatist game. I think that you go around the board, and within 3 times you know exactly who's going to win, exactly who's going to lose, and then you're stuck playing it for 2 more hours. I do not love Monopoly, and I don't know that it really teaches financial stuff that great. It just teaches you to buy hotels, right? And you pay rent. So I don't have Monopoly on my list. Instead, I have Ice Cream Empire. In this case, it teaches entrepreneurship, supply and demand, inflation, investment versus growth, and the costs of ownership in ways that kids as young as 8 can understand. Payday. Oh, this is an oldie, but this is definitely a goodie. We still play this in our house. This is a game, no matter how many great lessons, if you have a game, it doesn't matter how great the lessons are. If the kids hate the game is useless, and they won't want to play it. Well, Payday, it's fun. It can be tailored to however long or amount of time you have. So you decide at the beginning of the play how many months you're going to do. This will decide how long your game will last. We usually do 6 months because we like that amount of time. But if you only want to play 2 months, it's only going to take you like 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. The lessons learned are the monthly income versus expenses. So money management, how much money do you make and how much money can you spend? Loans, interest, and risk assessment. I love Payday. Life. Here's another classic. This game is all about the consequences of your actions and your decisions. And consequences, they're not always bad. However, we should think about what we're doing. For example, having children. Having children is probably the best thing that has ever happened to me in my life, and I love my kids more than life itself. However, kids are freaking expensive, and they're going to add to your expenses. That is something that you will see in the game of life. This is the one where I have seen so many people complain that there are no second chances. You can't go back to school, all those kind of things. Seriously, get over it. Just play again and play a different route in the game and get a different income or outcome. I don't think that that's really a big deal with this game, but there seems to be a bunch of people who really want to revamp the game and do a second chances and that kind of thing. Kids usually love let's pretend we're grown up, and that's what this game is all about. The entrepreneur game. This game is for ages 12 plus. Players are making decisions about a business that they own, and they choose in the beginning if they're going to own a brick and mortar or if they're going to own a at-home business. And that changes the way their business is going to be managed and what they're going to do within their business. This game is actually STEM approved, which kind of makes a different spin on it and makes it kind of fun. What your players are going to learn: financial management, business building skills, decision making, marketing and branding, communication, negotiation, and investing. Cash flow. This is one of our favorite games. There is a cash flow for kids because this one's for about age 13, 14. I have no idea what cash flow for kids is like, so I didn't recommend it. It's probably really great. I don't know. I can't say. This one is fabulous. So this one was developed, so was the other one. So cash flow is developed by Robert Kiyosaki. He's the guy who wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I really liked that book. What this game shows very clearly is how your finances work or don't work when you're on just survive mode. Or as the game very clearly puts it, when we're in the rat race. It also shows how little investments can go a really long way towards wealth and towards sustainability. It also shows what we have noticed is that a doctor usually has more expenses. So when you make more money, you tend to spend more money. Whereas the teacher sometimes can get out of the rat race a lot quicker because they've learned how to save their money differently. It's really interesting. So it's not like the person with the biggest job and the biggest house and all of that wins. In this one, no one can win the lottery. It actually takes time, willpower to stay away from the fun purchases and good investing or smart purchases. This game teaches personal finance skills, investing, and when to buy and sell stocks. So board games can be fun and a very effective way to teach kids about financial literacy. By simulating real-life financial decisions and providing hands-on experience, kids can learn important money management skills that will serve them well into adulthood. The best part? You are teaching one of the many parenting lessons you need to teach, and it's painless. It's painless for you, and the kids don't realize they're being taught. There are many other board games out there, like I said, but these are the ones I really like. I did look for a game on cryptocurrency. Just so you know, I tried to make this a complete list, and honestly, I couldn't find one that I felt introduced you to how cryptocurrency worked and how to do it. I found ones on building your crypto blockchain, which to me is probably more developed than just learning how crypto works. But I have no knowledge because I am not a crypto gal. If you know of one that develops someone from base knowledge of this is what it is to how to do it effectively, please put that in the reply and let us know. And the movie quote this week: praise the Lord and pass the tax rebate. Friar Tuck in Robin Hood. If you are hearing this message, you've listened to the entire episode, and for that, I want to send you a huge thank you. Please leave me a comment or review and share with other moms you know. Get in touch in the comments or on Kara's social media networks. See you next week for a new episode.